In the previous lecture, I showed you some examples of where LinkedIn can be used to go big instead of restricting your target audience size. But perhaps a more dramatic demonstration of this would be when you're doing Facebook ads. So you can see I have a number of campaigns here that were really focused on scale, not just leads or clicks or conversions, but really hitting a wide audience. Let's take a look at this campaign. We were able to reach 2.3 million people with 2.7 impressions. The cost to reach 1,000 people was only 7 cents, and the overall amount spent was under $200. So I think there's a misconception that reach campaigns, awareness campaigns, kind of broad marketing is very expensive. And maybe it was when you needed millions of dollars to do TV ads. But now that we have things like Facebook and LinkedIn to do outbound advertising, it's really not that expensive. Now, bear in mind, I don't fully trust Facebook's targeting, particularly when you're using the interest targeting. But if you're able to get the targeting right, perhaps you import a custom audience, then there's no reason that you can't affordably do awareness types of marketing. So if we take a look at some of these other campaigns, you can see this one had a cost per click that was less than half a cent. So very, very cost effective. Have another campaign here that reached around 3,000 people. Have a campaign that I'm running now that reached almost 10,000 people, and it costs only $4 to reach 1,000 people. So even cheaper than the one I demonstrated being run on LinkedIn. So what this means is that more of your budget, more of your energy is going to be spent doing campaigns that are focused less on this kind of bottom of funnel, middle of funnel objectives, things like sales, app installs, leads, engagements, and even traffic to some extent, which is kind of more of a mid-funnel thing. What I'm really interested in is simply influencing as wide an audience as possible. And the way you influence people is by getting them to see your brand, see your product, by getting them to watch videos, and even if they only watch it for 3 seconds. But basically what we're trying to do is get as big an audience as possible within the target customer group. So I'm not saying we need to influence people that could never potentially buy our product, but I'm just saying let's expand to the bounds of who we want to target. And the only way that we can do that efficiently and automatically is basically by doing awareness campaigns. Because if you don't run awareness campaigns, what's going to happen is your frequency is going to get too high. So basically you're going to start serving ads to the same people over and over when you're doing things like traffic campaigns or even video view campaigns in some cases. Now under awareness, we have some different options. So we have reach, we have brand awareness, and video views. And the one that is going to give you the widest scale is going to be reach. Now, brand awareness, which Facebook is going to track by doing something like estimated ad recall, perhaps could be a more efficient way of influencing people so that they actually remember your brand. But in terms of just raw, how do we get the size up of who we're exposed to, that's going to be really focused on reach.